Ever felt lost trying to manage a project? Or maybe you have heard about Jira and wondered what all the hype is about. Well, you are in the right place. In this course, we will take you step by step through everything you need to know about Jira, from setting up your very first project to navigating the dashboard like a pro. We will help you organize your tasks and track progress, whether you're managing a small team or a huge complex project. Here's what we will cover in today's Jira for Beginners full course. First, we'll have a look at what is Jira. We'll start with an introduction to Jira and how it helps teams across marketing, software development, IT, and more. Next, we'll have a look at the key features. We will explore Jira's powerful features, including Scrum, Kanban boards, sprints, and backlogs. Agile methodology. A quick breakdown of Agile terms like epic, user stories, and sprint, and how Jira supports Agile teams in any industry. Then we'll show you how to set up your first Jira project, a hands-on guide to create your first Jira project and setting up tasks. We'll also see how to manage backlog and sprints, how to prioritize tasks and track progress with sprints in Jira. We'll have a look at advanced features, explore Jira's reporting, integrations, and customization options. And at last, we'll see some best practices, pro tips for maximizing your productivity and getting the most out of Jira. Now, if you've never heard of Jira before or if you've used it a little but aren't sure what everything means, don't worry. We will make sure you understand all the basics. By the end of this course, you will know how to plan, track, and deliver projects like a pro. So let's get started. Now, before we move on, here's a quick quiz question for you. The question is, what is Jira primarily used for? Your options are creating websites, tracking and managing project work, designing user interfaces, or coding software applications. Go ahead and drop your answers in the comment section below. And if you're ready to take up your project management skills to next level, then Simplilearn's PMP certification training is your gateway to success. As a globally recognized PMI partner, we offer top-notch training designed to help you pass the PMP exam on your first attempt. Our course includes exclusive masterclasses in generative AI for project management, helping you stay ahead of the curve with the latest trends and technologies. You'll also earn 35 PDUs, access to a simulation assessment, and get over 500 premium practice questions to sharpen your skills. Also, with 1000 question bank, cheat sheets, and a guaranteed exam pass study plan, we have got everything you need to know to succeed. So guys, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and enroll now. You can find a course link below. So let's start with a question that many people ask. What exactly is Jira? The answer is, Jira is a project management tool, which is a fancy way of saying that it's a tool that helps teams plan, organize, and track work from start to finish. It's just like a digital notebook that keeps everything your team needs in one place so you can collaborate, manage tasks, and see how far along you are in completing your project. Let's talk about the key features of Jira. Jira's power comes from its flexibility. It can be used to manage all kinds of projects, from simple to-do lists to more complex projects with multiple steps and team members. Some of its key features are Kanban boards. Now, these are the visual boards that will help you see what tasks need to be done, what's being worked on, and what is finished. It's just like a giant sticky note board on your computer. Next, Scrum boards. Now, if your team uses sprint, a set period of time to complete a set of tasks, then you will use Scrum board. It organizes tasks into columns like to do, in progress, and done. It's just a great way to keep track of how much work you have done in a specific time frame. Then we have Backlog. You can think of it like a shopping list of all the tasks you need to complete. You can prioritize what needs to be done first and can also add tasks as the project goes on. We also have reports and dashboard. Jira also has built-in reports to show how much work you have completed and what's still left to do. This is super helpful for keeping everyone on the same page. Now you might be wondering who actually uses Jira. Well, Jira isn't just for software developers or tech teams. It's super popular in software development. It's used by many kinds of teams across different industries, including marketing teams to plan and track campaigns. Then, product managers also use it to organize the development of new products. Design teams use to collaborate on design tasks. IT and operation teams to track maintenance tasks. So whether you're working in a tech company or a completely different industry, Jira is flexible enough to work for any team managing any kind of project. So why is Jira so special? Well, it's because it makes teamwork much easier. It's not just a tool for tracking tasks, but it also helps teams stay aligned with company goals and product objectives. So whether you're using Scrum or Kanban, Jira gives you an AI-powered tool to help you keep on your track and work efficiently. Think of it as a super-powered sticky note board where your team can keep track of what's getting done. They can also see what's still pending, collaborate seamlessly. Now that we know what Jira is, let's dive into Agile methodology, which is how most teams use Jira to manage projects. And don't worry, we will explain Agile in simple terms so you can understand how it works and how Jira supports it. Now, before we dive into Jira's features, it's important to understand Agile because Jira is designed for Agile teams. So, Agile is a way of working where you break your big task into smaller ones and focus on completing them step by step with feedback after each step. Now, instead of trying to finish everything in one go, Agile helps teams adapt quickly and deliver pieces to work faster. Think of it like building a puzzle. Instead of trying to complete the entire puzzle in one sitting, you work on one piece at a time, get feedback, and keep adjusting until it's all done. Let's talk about what is Scrum. Now, Scrum is a popular Agile framework. It's a set of rules that help teams organize their work into sprints, which are short time boxed periods where a team commits to completing specific tasks. Let's say, for example, in a 2-week sprint, your team agrees to work on a set of tasks, like adding features or fixing bugs, and at the end of those 2 weeks, you review your progress. So in Scrum, the main goal is to complete your task within the sprint time frame and then review your progress as a team. You'll typically see sprints represented by Scrum boards in Jira, where work moves from to do to in progress and finally to done. Next, let's talk about what is Kanban. Kanban, which is another agile workflow. Now, unlike Scrum, Kanban doesn't use sprints. Instead, it's a continuous flow system where tasks are added and moved along in a steady stream as they are completed. It's just like a work in progress conveyor belt where tasks are pulled when there's capacity to work on them. Now that you understand what is Scrum and Kanban, let's take a look at some key Agile terms that will help you navigate Jira with ease. These terms will be frequently used throughout the course. First is epic. You can think of epic as a big goal or large chunks of work. Let's say, for example, if you're building a shopping app, an epic could be create user account. Epics are usually broken down into smaller tasks or user stories. Talking about user stories, now these are small manageable pieces of work often written from the end user perspective. For example, as a customer, I want to add items to my shopping cart so I can check out. Backlog, it's just like your project's to-do list. It's a prioritized list of tasks including user stories, bugs, and anything else that needs to be done. Sprints, these are like time box periods, which I already told you before, typically 1 to 4 weeks, where a team work on specific tasks or user stories, and at the end of the sprint, the team reviews their work and adjusts for the next sprint. Now that you know what are the key Agile terms, let's take a quick look at Jira boards. We will see how Scrum and Kanban boards are used to set up and how they may help team to track and manage tasks. Now I'm going to show you how tasks are moved through these boards so you can see how work progress during the sprint or continuously in Kanban. So we will create your first epic user story and organize your backlog so you can start working like an Agile pro. Let's get started. To get started with Jira, first you need to sign in with your email account, or you can just continue with Google. So you can select your email ID from here. Next, you need to enter the name of your site. Now, sites are the shared space where people organize team work and projects. The site name you're entering is just a suggestion. You can change it later if you want to. So let's suppose I want to add it as new creation or something. Now it's already taken, so you can add some more letters. You can just select on continue now. So now our site has been created, and let's get things with the setup. Now here it says that what kind of work do you do. Now this helps us suggest templates based on your best work team. So if you're from a software background or a product manager or working from a design team, operations, you can just select any of your specialization. So let's suppose I'm working in marketing. So I'll be selecting marketing from here. And then it says, how does your team plan to use Jira? So you can choose up to 3 options like launch campaigns, create strategies, manage marketing content, budget and resources. So yeah, you can only select up to 3. So I've selected 3 options and then I'll hit on continue. Now you need to enter the name of your space. So let's suppose your space name is marketing team, or let's suppose it's Team Vega. Now I'll click on get started. It says what type of work do you need? A task, request, campaign, candidate. So I'll just select on task, or you can select more options from here. So I've selected all almost. And then it says, how do you track work? Now, as you complete work, it moves through these statuses: to do, in progress, done. Now, if you want to add more status, like things to be added, or later on more, if you want to add more functionalities, you can add more status accordingly. So basically it comprises of three status only, which is to do, progress, and done. So we'll be selecting 3 from here and then hit on next. Now from here, you can invite your teammate using this link, or you can just enter your teammate's link from here. And if you want to set up this later, you can just select on go to Jira. So here we have come to the interface of Jira from here, you can see, and I'll just select on accept all. And the top left, you have this navigation bar where first you would need to create your space on whatever. So from here, you need to create space like the project which you're working on. And then we can create work items from here. I'll explain you later how to do it. But we'll just have a look at what all features are here. So you've got this view all spaces. So let's see what all spaces we have. So right now we have only created one space, which is Team Vega, and the key is Kanban. But if you want it for your software development, IT team, or project management, you can select that also. Next, we have more plans, filters, dashboard, teams, and rest all more features. All right. Next, we'll just go to the settings from here, and you can just change the theme to dark if you want. I probably like dark themes, so I'll be just selecting the dark theme. And yes. Now in the settings section from here, you've got this option of notification for spaces and work items. So from here, you can control when you receive email or in-app notifications from Jira. Now, you have this option of send me emails for work item activity. You can receive emails when you are the assignee or the reporter, or you make changes for the work item. So I'll be clicking on all the 3 options from here. Now, if you want to just click on you're the assignee or you're the reporter, you can also do that. Next, it says we will group together notifications for the same work items into one email. How often do you want to receive these? So you can just click on every 3 minutes, 10 minutes, accordingly how much you're using Jira. Next, it says the email format, which is how would you like to receive your email, in which, if you want it in HTML format or text format. So I'll just select on this text format. And then you have default notification settings. Now, default notification settings apply across the spaces. These can be overridden by your email preferences or by custom space notification setting. So you can just click on this notifications for all the work items in product email. You're assigned for the work items. So I've been selected all, and by default, it's already selected. So you might not need to change anything from here. Next, you have this option of customize space settings. You can make a notification specific for your space needs. You can choose a space to get customized notification. But if you want to add more customization, you can do that, or else you can just continue with the default one. Next, you have the system settings from here, where the title name is given, the email, and the some indexing language as well. And you can also import and export. You have this option of external system import Jira Cloud. You can also import Jira Server from here. So what does import Jira Cloud means? You can use this method to import project data, users and media from another Jira Cloud site. So these are some of the advanced options. We'll just check it out later. And we'll just go to this permission helper from here. So from here, permission helper, you can discover why a user does or does not have certain permission. So you can just enter the user name from here, and then you can select any work item, and then you can give the permission like to browse or for administrative projects or for managing sprint, edit workflow, and then you can just hit on the submit. So in this way, you can just give permission to other people, to the admin, and for other purpose as well. Then you have this global permissions as well. Now these permissions apply to all the spaces. They are the independent of these specific permissions. Now if you wish to set permissions on a space by space basis, you can set them up in the permission schemes from here. And then you can also allow the users to log in and have application access. Now you have this permission of administrator Jira, where you can create your work type, field, workflows, and schemas for all the spaces which you're working on. And on the right side, you can see you have the users group. You can just view the users, or if you want to delete the admin permission, you can also do that from here. And if you want to grant permissions, you can also select permissions from here if you want to make bulk changes, and then you can select the group as well. So in this way, we can allow permissions to other teams, other group, or to a specific person and view who is the admin for that particular space. Now that we have seen all the Jira settings from here, we'll go back and we will create a project first, and I'll show you how to do that. So just hit on this create space plus icon from here. And here you have on the top left side, you have this option of selecting space templates. You have these custom templates as well. Now, if you're a software developer, just hit on the software development and you get this option of Kanban, Scrum, top level planning, and this is for the premium version. Then you have cross team planning, product roadmap, prioritization, bug tracking. So on whatever project you're working on, whatever feature you wanted, if you're a Scrum master, then you can select on Scrum. If you're a product manager, you can select on product roadmap. So in this, we'll be getting the template of that particular space, and then you can start creating work items and add queries as well. Then you also have this option of service management, work management. For marketing, you have blank space management, go-to-market, campaign management, and so many options you'll get from here. You also have for design, finance, analytics, IT, and non-profit, sales, operations, so many options. So first I'll show you development. Okay, now before starting with this, you can also import data to a new space. So how this works is you can import data from any app into a new Jira service. And remember, you have file only. It should be business space or software space. Now, while we work on building more capabilities, we recommend to use the old experience. You can move data into an existing space in Jira, or you can import data into Jira product discovery. So from wherever you want to import your data from whatever app, you have this option. Like, let's suppose if I want to import from Asana or from Notion, or you have GitLab, GitHub. And if you don't have your app, we can add it, import your data from this file here. All right. So this is how you can import your data. So first, I'll just select on this Scrum and I'll show you how to use it for Scrum, how to use this particular template. Now, before getting started, I have already explained you earlier about how Scrum works and what it exactly is. Now, let me remind you again, the Scrum template is used, which will help team work together using Sprint to break down large, complex projects into bit-sized pieces of values. And you can encourage your team to learn through incremental delivery, self-organize while working on a problem, and regularly reflect on their wins and losses to continuously improve. You can also plan upcoming work in backlogs from here. This is how we can do it. You can organize cycles into work sprints. You can understand your team's velocity. And this is a workflow, to do in progress done. And these are the work types, which we have epic, story, bug, task, subtask. And these are best recommended for teams that deliver work on a regular cadence, on a regular basis. DevOps team can use it if they want to connect work across their tools. So I'll just select on use this template. Okay, so here it says select how your space is managed. Now in company manage, you can set up and it will be maintained by your Jira admin. It is best used for teams who wants to work with the other teams across many spaces in a standard way. You can encourage and promote organizational best practices and processes through shared configuration. Now the next one is the team managed one, where you can set up and it is to be maintained by your team. It is only useful for teams who want to control their working process and practices in self-contained space. You can mix and match agile features to support your team as you grow in size and complexity. But we will be choosing the right one from here because it aligns well. It also has advanced features. So I'll just select a company managed space. And after selecting this, we need to add some space details from here. You can explore what's possible in your team to collaborate. And let's suppose I'll give the name as Project ABC is my name. And the key is PROJ Proj. Okay, so you can just select on this check mark if you want to share settings with an existing project. Now, right now we don't have any projects, so we won't be selecting this option. Now, this is the template. You can change again the template from here. And if you want to change the type, you can also do it. Now we'll just hit on create space. Now again, you can bring the team with you and you can invite your teammates to your space and create work together. So right now we don't have many people added in our space, so we won't be adding them. And this is the role. Let's skip this option for now. Okay, so right now our space has been created. So this is how it would look like. Wait, let me just dismiss this quick start. Yeah, so this is how your space would look like. And you have this option of summary, timeline, backlog, calendar, reports, list, form, all work, and many more. So we'll explore step by step everything. So these are your three statuses from here. You have to-dos, you have in progress, and you have done. Now this is your backlog version and these are the active sprints. Like you can add your to-dos task from here one by one. Now we'll just be creating work items first. You can also create your columns from here. Like you can just select on this plus icon from here and then you can name your column. Like you can name it as things to be added. Okay, so this is how you can create your column. And let's suppose you want to just adjust these columns. You want to drag it before in progress. You can do that also. And if you don't want this column, you can also delete this column from here. Just select and confirm and this column would be deleted. So in the summary option from here, as you can see, the status over is 0 because we haven't created any active sprints work items now. So we'll go back again to active sprints. We'll just hit on create. And the work type is story. Now, before we move on to creating work items, let me first explain you again what exactly is a work item. Now, a work item can be anything your team needs to do. It can be a user story, a bug, a feature to build, or anything else. So as you can see from here, the work type, you can select it as task, story, bug, or epic. Now, once you create it, this will appear in your project's backlog or board. So we'll create an epic. So we'll just choose epic from here. So previously I had told you about what an epic is. Now, if you don't remember, I will explain you again. Now, epic represents a larger body of work. Epics are often represented as a collection of multiple work items. Let's suppose you want to start like creating a lemonade stand. So this is how epic work. Next, you have a status where you want this to be added. So I want to be added in things to be added or in progress or to do. So I'll be adding in to do first. You can select your sprint. This is the project name. So you can just select the project name from here. And then you can add a summary to your project. The summary would be adding new features for our e-commerce. application. And then you have this option of selecting parent from here. Now, what exactly is this parent item? Now, parent and child are terms that describe a type of relationship between the work items. Now, a parent work item is a work item that sits above another work item. Let's say, for example, a task is made up of sub-task. So if you want, right now we haven't created any parent item, so we won't be selecting that. You can also add components, so it couldn't find any more components added in our space. Now, we need to just add a bit of description about our topic, like whatever we are working on, the epic thing. Yeah, so I've added a description here. The description says tasks are organized into 4 stages: to do, in progress, testing, and done. To give them clear visibility into feature development, bug fixes. Now, testing, I haven't added the status yet. I'll be adding that soon. And this will give the clear idea into feature development and all of that. Next, you can also set up your priority level. So let's suppose this priority is a bit at high, and you can choose team from here. Right now, we haven't created any team yet. Next, you can choose your labels as well. So labels are basically the tags which appear, the meta keywords. Now, you can also choose your start date. Now, when is this sprint starting? So let's suppose it's starting from 28th of November, and the due date is maybe on 2nd of December. You can also add linked work items. Blocked is blocked by, duplicates is cloned by, and then you can add, type or paste your URL from here. And let's suppose you need to assign it to a different person in your team. So you can assign it from here. So right now, there is no such team I have created. So let's suppose you can assign it to me. So it's me. You can also assign it to yourself. So let's suppose I'll click on assign it to me from here. And then I'll hit on create. Now, we have created our epic from here. Now you can just click on view and check your epic. So this is the epic which we have created. It says description, project plan, and also you can add a comment. Now, comment would be specifically for any people who is working, just viewing your particular board. So they'll have a look at what your description, what your features, whatever thing you're adding is all about. So I'll just write adding new functionalities and features. Now, for development perspective, you can create a branch from here, and this will be connected to your GitHub from your Git account. You can also create commit, and these are the labels. We haven't added any labels from here. So you can also create a new label from here. And then this is the sprint, priority, more fields, and that's it. So in this way, we have created our first work item from here. So it won't be shown here. What you can do is you can just hit on go back to backlog. And then you can just click on show epic panel. So in this way, you can just check whatever epic you have been added. And these are the active sprints. So your epic will be available right here if you just click on show epic panel. And you can also create more epics from here. Next, I'll show you how to create another work type. So let's suppose your work type is about a story, and you can just select any space from here, and the status is for in progress. And the sprint, you can again select the sprint name from here, and summary, you can provide it as new topics to be added. And then again, if you have any parent, you can select that, because the parent is specifically the one we have created before. If you want to select it, you can, otherwise you can just leave it. You have description. Description says new topics to be added. And you can fix your versions from here. You have priority level to high, highest, lowest. Let's suppose it's low priority. Again, you can choose your labels from here. You can add date and just click on create. So we'll just click on view story from here. So this is our new story which we had created. And I'll show you how to add parent this time. So let me add this as a parent. Okay, so yeah, we have also added up parents. We have this, the child work items are here to be shown, new topics to be added. So the one we had created before, the epic one, now it is actually a parent item. And the one we created right now, which are the topics to be added, this is actually the child item from here. So this is how you can add your work items from here. And then you can also create more backlogs. You can just click on create sprint from here. And then you can add what needs to be done simply from here. Add features to be listed. Next, you can add cart items. So these are the things you can mark it as to do, or you just want to click on done. So let's suppose I add one more feature, which is UI change to yellow. And then I'll just click on done from here. Yeah. So this is how we're creating our work item again from here. These are the works to be done. And yes. Now, when you go to the summary tab from here, you'll have a look at how much work item we have created, which was total 5, to do was 3, in progress 1, things to be added 0. Next, you can just click on this timeline app from here, and timeline would actually show you the date. Like, let's suppose you have a due date on November, so it will show you it's from November to 2nd December, the timeline bandwidth. So you can just select from here. You can also increase and decrease the timeline just by shifting this cursor from here. Next, you have backlog. And backlog, we have already shown you how to do it. Then you have active sprints. You can just go back to the backlog and see the sprint process. So in the calendar option, you'll be always notified about your due date when your work item has to be done. And so this is the 25th of task, which if you want to add more tasks on any particular date, you can also do that. So right now it says project adding new features on 28th. And yeah, this is how your calendar things work. For reports, I wanted to show you. So let's suppose you have this burn down charts. You have many charts from here. Then the burn down chart, you can track the total work remaining and the project, the likelihood of achieving the total sprint goal, burn up chart, sprint report. So if I click on sprint report, it will give you the analysis of your complete chart, the work items which you had created, the sprint process. So right now there are no available sprints for this particular board. So we'll just go back. Now, right now we haven't created any board in that sense. So let me show you a sample. You can just go to create board from here. So we were working on the Kanban board. So you can just click on create a Kanban board. I'll just show you with the sample data. So this is the project name, and this is the project key, project lead, and then I'll click on create board. So as you can see from here, our Kanban board is now ready. So you could just go to the board settings, and if you want to add more features, you want to change the board name, you can also do that from here. And you can also select the time frame. Now when you create this board, then only you'll be able to see the charts from here. So this is the sample Kanban board. It has already added all our work items from here. Now, one is selected for development. Then we have in progress 2 items done as marked as 3. So now that our Kanban board is ready, we'll go back to our report section, and I'll show you the cumulative flow diagram. Now this is the flow diagram of our the board which we had created of all the work items from here. And then you have the yellow one marked as backlog, the blue one selected for development. And you can just look at the graph from here. You can also change this graph. Okay. Now when you click on refine reports, you can remove filters like in progress, selected for development. If you want just one particular column analytics, the report to be shown, you can also do that from here. You have swim lanes as expedite, everything else. So let me remove this option. Yeah, okay. I'll just keep this one. Assigned to me, recently updated, and then apply. So this is how Kanban boards actually work. Now let me go back again to our navigation bar from here. So I showed you how to create for your for planning your sprint process using the Scrum template. Next, I'll show you how to create your Kanban board from here. So now this Kanban is actually a Japanese word for visual signal, and it's all about helping teams visualize their work, limit work currently in progress, maximize efficiency. So let me use the template again. Again, the work types here are the same: story, bug, task, subtask. So just select on use this template, select a company managed, give a name as ABZ new, and create space. So now I'll show you how to create again your backlog selected for development. Now you can change the name from here. This is the to do. Okay. Now let's create what needs to be done. So I'll add a name. It says creating new topics. Okay. Feature development. For development purpose, you can select new functionalities, adding new task. So you can just click on more actions from here, and then you can actually edit the description of this particular work item from here. Now you can add a parent like how I showed you before, and then you can create related work as well. You can add apps from here. You can edit your description, new topics, and stories about what new action items we can take. You can add a description, comment, and everything. You have this Confluence content as well. Let's just click on this, try this template from here. So using this template, you can actually write up your requirements fast. You can tag people, Jira issues. So let's just click on get started from here. Yeah. So this is a template, the product requirements you have. Okay. And this is how the interface would look like. So let me right now close this. I'll show you later how to use this template. So we have created this work item from here, and priority you can set it as highest. Then you can just remove it. So you can also drag and drop your task from here. So let's suppose you want to keep this at in progress and this one as done. And then you can just change it from here. You can mark it. It's already marked done because since we have already shifted our item this side. Okay. And then again, it works the same. You can add your calendar, your reports, list, and forms. Now let's look at the forms feature, how it works. So you can use forms to seamlessly create work from stakeholder request. And you can just select on blank form from here. Maybe let's suppose it's a bug. We'll just select bug from here. You can add summary about your form, what bugs and instructions you want to be added. You can also attach any file if you have any image reference. And then you have fields option from here where you can drag fields to build your custom form. You have this affects version, assignees, components, due date, fixed versions, labels, and start date. So let's suppose I want to add the due date. So I'll just click on add this to the form, and your dates will be appeared here. Time of completion of task. So you can just drag and drop the fields from here, and you can just add it to your form section. And then also you can just give permissions from here. Let's suppose you want to give the access to limited person, like anyone with permission can only be able to create items in this space. Or you can keep it as open, where anyone who can log into the site can actually open your form, or public, where anyone online with the link to this form can actually edit your form. So this is how you can create your forms in Jira. Next, you have all work. Let's click on this, and yeah, it will show you the list of all the work which we have created in our board. In the components tab, so it says Compass is a new way to work on software components. You can create a comprehensive catalog of software components in Compass. You can then click them on the work items so your team can track and reveal the impact of their work on the components. You can try it for free, or you can just do it by yourself. So right now I'm just skipping this option. Next, you also have more options of development code releases. So let's click on development. So these are the key metrics which it showed: your work items, pull request, cycle time, your bugs, pull request. Now right now we haven't created any bug query from, you can just create it from here. You can add it as the work type, you can add it as bug. So if you have any bugs, so this is mostly useful when you're doing a development, there the other person can add a bug, some other people can add a story list, and you can view the key metrics from here. And you can view your key metrics from here. And you can also connect your code tools to Jira. You can minimize content switching and gain visibility of your team's pull request. You can connect it to GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. Next, you have the option of code and pages. Let me show you how to create a page now. So you can actually connect it to Confluence as well. You can start with a blank page where you can create from scratch. Let's suppose I create the product requirements page. So we can select a template from here. Yeah. Now you can give a name to this page title. Product. So you can give a name to this title. Add it as product rec. Okay. Now you can add a target date from here. The target date you can actually select from here. All right. Before doing this, you can also change the background color. Let's suppose you want to keep it as blue, and 10th December. Now, when you just type the date, you see this option already coming from here. Just select on that. You then have this option of document status as well. Your team members, you can add your team members from here. And let me just keep it in blue. This one also you can change the color. I mean, in this way it will look more user friendly. So I'm doing that. Right now you can change it as to be done. Okay. And then you can attach a quick link. You can add links from your demo, work tracker as well. Then you can also have this option of objective. Now, to provide more context about the project and explain, you can ask Rovo. Rovo is the AI of Jira. You can ask Rovo to change tone. You can ask it to summarize writing, improve the writing, fix spelling and grammar, make shorter and make it longer as well. Let's suppose I click on summarize writing. So it will actually create this summary, the product reviews about the 10-day December, the document is marked to be done. Whatever features which we have added, the work items, it will give you a summary of that. So you can just click on insert below so that other people can get an idea about what this page is about. Then you can list the objective. Now let's suppose you want to keep your objective in previous. You can drag and move from here. You can also keep it before the summary, whether you want to keep it below success metrics. You can also do that. So let's suppose I want to keep it here. So I'll drag and move to here. Now you can see that your objective has been added here. Or let's suppose you want to delete it. You can also do that. So I've deleted this particular thing from here. It's not needed. Then you can list the features you have designed. This is how we create table actually. Now the table has already been created. Now let me show you a demo of how you can create a table here. You can just click on insert and slash. Let's suppose I write table here. So insert a table. So just click on this, and in this way you can add your table, the question, answer, date to be answered. Suppose this is the item, this is the due date, and this is the assignee. So you can just add your item name. Let's suppose I'm adding ABZ from here. And then you can add a due date from here. So you can add a due date, then you can add the name of the assignee. Let's suppose it's assigned to me. So I'll just list my name from here. Yeah. So in this way, you can add due date, and this is how you can create table. Next, you can also add reference links to your files. Now, by doing it, you can create your page from here, and then you can publish it of all your product requirements. So this is how we can create a table here. The page will be actually shown here. You can see from here product requirements. Next, I showed you almost all the important features, how it is to be added, how you can create your Kanban board, how you can create your Scrum board. Then the previous one, I told you how to create the Scrum board. Here I showed you how to create your Kanban board and how to add your work items from here. I'll also show you how to add your bugs. Let's suppose I just click on create, and the story summary is bug needs to be fixed. And then you can select a parent from here, and the work type is bug. Okay. And the status, you want to keep it in selected. You can keep it in the backlog section, and the priority is at the highest. And then you can just hit on create. Summary, just need to provide fixing all the bugs, and then just click on create. Yes. So we have also created a bug from here. You can copy your link and also view your bug from here. So this is the bug which we have created. Now, if you want to improve your bug, you can take the help of AI and also improve your bug feature from here. You can take the help of AI and also improve your bug. Let's go back. Now I'll show you how to create your workflow also. Now for this, you just need to go back to your settings option from here. Click on, just select this settings from here. And then you have to select for work items. Here you'll get the work types, your work type schemes from here, your subtask as well. Let's suppose if you want to add any subtask, you can also do it from here. Now, subtask is basically a small piece of work that isn't a part of longer task. So these are the action items. This is the icon for this. And I want to show you how to create workflow. So select on this workflow. Now, from here, these are the active workflows from here. And this is included in space ABZ, project ABC, sample Kanban. I'll show you how it actually works. So let's suppose I click on this particular thing. Now, included in space. All right, I'll just select this project ABC. So it's taking back me to my summary, which I had already created the workflows. But I want to show you how to create one. Okay, so again, we'll go back to workflow again here. Click on add workflow, create new. You can select any name of your workflow. Feature adding. Buttons. Okay. And then click on create. So our workflow has been created. Now it says this is a power up new feature here. where your new workflow editor is on by default. You can make and update changes from the top diagram navigation. Then you have rules, which can manage conditions, validators, and more for all the transitions. You also have transitions that can be applied to issues in multiple status with single set of rules. So you can click on get started from here. Yeah. So this is how it works. Now you can shift it from here. Let's suppose I want to add it here. And you can add one more workflow just by clicking. Now before this, we need to add more work items. So you can add a status from here, building. And then you can connect it using this. And then you can give a status as open, or you can just select accordingly. You can also give a transition name to be done. And then click on create. So this is how you can create a workflow of the action items of the query which you had, of all the reports which we had already created before. So this is how you can do it. You can add status from here. You can create a new status, or you can search for any status from here. Then you can also add transitions, which will be listed here, like to be done, it is to be done. It will be listed above the workflow which you are creating. Then you can add from status to status again from here if you don't want to drag and drop. You can give a name of your transition, and you can also add rules from here. Let me see how rules work. So let's suppose I want to add block transition until approval. To add this rule, I'll select it. I'll choose a transition, let's suppose to be done, and I want to add this option. So as you can see from here, now it has added the rule for me. You can actually look at the transitions from here. And while anyone click on your particular thing, they can have a look at the rule which you had already created. So you can see the rule section already added here, right? You can just have a look at the right side, and then you can update your workflow from here. So I've showed you how to create your workflows. You also have different workflows from here. So you can just click on this actions from here, and you can select on edit. You can view actually the workflow of your items which you had already created before. And let's see, this is the thing, to do in progress, and this is the transition tables. You can add it from here. You can name it. You can add more properties. You can add triggers item from here. So this is how you can create workflows in your system. Next, you also have screen schemas from here. Now, a screen schema will allow you to choose what screen are shown up for each work item. Screen schemas are mapped to work types using work type screen schemas, which can be associated with one or more spaces. You also have fields option from here. You have fields configuration. These are the fields type, the description, dates used, and the action item. So let's suppose if you want to delete or add anything from here, you can do it from here. You can add field to the screen. You can view the field information. You can create spaces using this field. You also have priority section from here. So priorities are basically the high, medium ones which you had created. And so this is how it works. Now let me also show you the pricing structure of Jira. Let's suppose if you want to upgrade it to the premium plan. So you get the option here, and this will cost you around USD 13.20, the trial version which you get. Jira Premium is around USD 18.30, and you get 1 month of the trial version. You have user seats 18.30 each, and your monthly total expenses would be around USD 31.50. Now you won't be charged until December 25 because I'm using month we get the trial free version. So if you want to upgrade your Jira, you can also do that, and this is the pricing structure it has. Now I have selected browse templates feature from here, and you can also select the templates based on your work, Kanban and Scrum. Let me show you how to create a product discovery. So in this, you can actually log ideas and use insights to prioritize them. You can easily connect ideas into Jira for delivery. You can align your team with product roadmaps as well. Click on next. And then you can select a view to start with. If it's prioritize, roadmap, timeline, delivery, and also you can change this anytime you want to. So let's suppose I want to create a roadmap and then click on get started. Wait for a few seconds. So here you get the sample version of this which we are using, the product discovery, and it says you're on a 14-day free trial of Jira product discovery. Well, you can add more payment details or you can just click on get started from here. Okay. So right now, as you can see, this is a roadmap feature and it shows the column roadmap, the programs added here. Now, the about section is actually list about the roadmap, which showing the commitments, now ideas, exploration. Now, what you can do is you can actually customize according to your work. So let's suppose you're creating roadmap for your purpose. You can do it from here and you can add a description accordingly. Now, this is the on track, this is at risk. So let's suppose I want to edit this. I'll view this. Now, this is the objective here, the problem stated, the risk statement from here. You can change your status as maybe, let's suppose I want to keep it off track. And these are the available fields as well. If you want to assign it to somebody, you can connect your project as well. The creator name, designs ready, efforts. You can keep it as medium or let's suppose high. You can add more labels from here. You can give your score points as well. Status as parking lot, or you can change it to ready for delivery because right now the project is off track. And then you can save your items. So basically you can use templates and you can create your own roadmap discovery features from here. I've just shown you how to do it. You also have this flight sample ready, and in flight mode you've got this options of off track, risk, again on track. So this is how it actually works. You can add your work items from here. You can paste your multiple ideas. Windows seat payment. You can also create multiple ideas in one go, or you can see the pending ideas from here. You can just check mark this and you can mark it as done as well. Or if you want to archive it, or if you want to delete this particular feature or merge it, you can also do that. So let's suppose I want to delete this particular feature. So I can just quickly delete this feature from here. Now I'll show you one more important feature, which is how you can get started with JQL, which is Jira Query Language, just like our SQL. So just go to the search option from here and select View All Work Items. Now after you've selected View All Work Items, just wait for a few seconds till it's being loaded. Yeah. So at the right hand side, you can see this JQL, right? This is the basic query, and just select the JQL from here and you'll get the JQL query. So what you can do with this query is you can actually visualize JQL searches on a dashboard. You can create custom widgets based on JQL searches and display them on your dashboard, making it easier to track and monitor your work across your projects. So you get the query right from here. So you can just select your projects from here and then you'll get the JQL query for that. So it says it's like created 30D order by create DESC. Now, let's suppose I click on this and then you can select that particular work item. You can change the status, you can have watch options, or you can delete that particular work item as well. So this is how your JQL query work. Now, this is really essential for the people who are actually working on Jira. You can use JQL and you can create queries for your work item. Now let's go and click on our Jira apps from here, where you can manage access, settings, and integrations across Jira. So you get this parallel sprints for company managed spaces. You can store Jira data on your own device. You can just turn it on if you want to. Next, you have this permissions. I think I've already told you before about this permission. Now, if you want to add more groups for plan administrator, you can do that. You have plan user, where that particular person can create, view, and edit the plans. You have plan viewer, where they can browse and view plans in read-only mode. Then you have lab access, where it gives you the ability to access and use features that are in labs mode. So this is how you can use a permission feature from here. Now, you also have this user management option from here, where you can manage your request and your access. So this is the user option from here. The users are anyone who's invited in your organization. You can manage app access for your users individually, or you can go to the app access settings to control other ways users can get access to your app. So these are the results from here, and then you can just select this action item from here. You can add them to your group. The status also you can see. So right now I'm the organization admin from here. You can also approve request. Let's suppose if anybody is sending you request for being the admin, you can approve the request from here. You can also invite users from here. So this is how your administration, if you want to keep anyone as admin, this is how it works. Now, let's create one more space for different purpose. So we have already seen for software development, right? We have seen for Kanban, we have seen for Scrum. So you can also check for top level planning, but then for this, we need the premium version. I've also shown you the product roadmap, how you can create one. Then you have got bug tracking. Let me show you how this actually works. So bug tracking will actually capture, track, and resolve the bugs. Let me just close this window. Yeah. So bug tracking will actually capture, track, and resolve all your bugs and the issues through your entire development process. Provide a single source of truth on all your issues, and you can help your team prioritize against their big picture goals while continually delivering value to your customers. So you can identify and capture bugs from here. You can assign and prioritize. You can track what bugs needs to be done. So you have the work types as it's same like epic bug, but you have got two more extra bug, like the work type feature, which is improvement, and a new feature one. You've got workflows also. So it works the same. The thing is, we might have some different work type, but you can use it the same. I'll just show you a glimpse of how it actually works. So I'll keep the name as bug fixes, and the key will be already generated from here, and then you can create space from here. Now, spaces are obviously the projects which you have seen earlier. Name, you can invite other people, or let's suppose I won't invite now, I'll just skip this option. Now, so you have assignees, you have work from here. You get the query, so I'll just turn it to basic. I don't want the JQuery query to be seen here. Now, you can add column from here if you want to add that. And let's suppose we will now start by creating work item. We'll just create it, or you can just click from here as well. Yeah, the space is here already added. You have the work type as bug. Resolve the database bug query. All right, then you can select a parent. Let's suppose I don't want to add any particular parent because we are creating a new space now. And then you can add more descriptions here. To person data. And then you can add the priority as highest. You can choose a team. You can add labels. You can add the start date. Let's suppose the date is 30th. And then we have attachment. The due date is, let's suppose it is 5th of December. You can add linked work items also. So talking about what are linked items. So as with any project, there may be dependencies between your tasks. You can easily represent this association in Jira by linking work items together. Now, associations that come out of the box are blocks is block by. So when you just click on this, you have all of these associations is duplicated, merged from, implemented from. Now, all the linked work items will appear on each work item. This will make it easier for teams to navigate between the connected work and also showcase your dependencies from here. So let's suppose it is blocked by, and then we'll just click on create. So like this, you can create your bug from here, and then you can just click on view bug. So in this way, you can have a look at your bug from here, and this is the assignee, reporter, priority, and your status as well. So I've also added the due date, the date created. So in this way, you can actually create more bugs from here. Let's suppose I created another one. I name it as story bug fix. And then I click on create. Now, if you want to edit from here, you can actually click on this select work item. And if you want to add more features, you can do that from here. You can edit the description. And these are the more details from here, the fields which you could add, like creating branch, creating comment, and everything. So if you want to create a Git repository and create a branch from here, you can do that. Then you have automations. So we'll just click on automation and have a look once. So basically, automation will allow you to focus on the work that matters, removing the need to perform manual, repetitive tasks by allowing your teams to automate their task, their process, and their workflow. So from here, you get this option of creating automation, right? You can actually create automations from here. Now it says that let's create your first rule. The rules are automations. Now each rule is composed by combining different components, when to add a trigger, if, for, and then. So talking about what are triggers, now every rule starts with a trigger. They kick things off with execution of your rules. Now trigger will listen for events in Jira, such as where a work item is created or when a field value is changed. You can also trigger rules to run from third-party service like Bitbucket or GitHub, let's suppose. So I'll just click on next from here. And so I already told you what are triggers from here. Next, you've got conditions also. You can specify conditions that must meet for your rule to continue running. Let's say, for example, your rule will only escalate a work item if it's high priority. Next, you've got actions. Now, action will allow you to make changes within your system. They also allow you to perform many tasks, such as editing work, and you have navigating rule, and then let's get started. So you can search for triggers here. Let's suppose it is work item triggers, and we'll just select on field value change. So this is the trigger. Next, you can add more components from here. You can add fields like assignee. You can change the type to value deleted. You have again this option of adding components. So if I add a component of if, then again you can add a feature, if or else. Okay, then you can add conditions, user condition. So I'm just showing you a sample of how you can add triggers and automate your task. You can check is not in the group. Then you can add criteria from here. Click on next. Again, you can add more component, or if you want to add for each, you can also do that. Let's suppose I add then security, and then I'll link it. So in this way, you can actually create your automate your task, and you can create your automated workflow from here. So now we'll go back to our space settings, and I'll click on this new space creation. Now let's have a look at for marketing point of view. So let's click on this marketing service management from here. So marketing service management, this template will provide teams with a central place to collect, prioritize, assign incoming marketing requests. You can resolve requests faster. You can collaborate with ease. You can also keep work moving smoothly. So let's click on try this template from here. And then you can easily manage all your marketing requests from one place. You can gather requests from email, chat, view triage, easily connect with teams working in Jira. Click on next. So you can actually request to resolution in just 3 steps. You can collect customer requests through your channels, prioritize assigned requests, and update customers and request status all in one place. So this is how it actually works. You can modify your portal. You can connect more request channels. You can view, update, and also add request types from here. So you can create task from here. You can select work type as task or request a marketing asset, email request. So right now I'll be creating the work type as task, and then you have the summary, new marketing campaign. And you can add attachment. Again, the same due dates, you can add that. And we'll just create this task. Now, you can view your task from here in the similar way like how I showed you before. You can do the same. You can add comments, you can add approvals, you can add more assignees in your task. So we'll just click on this. So this you get the list view type, right? You can also have other views. So right now it's selected as list. You can have as board, and you can also have as calendar. So let's suppose I want to add calendar to my navigation. And I want to actually add all my tasks here. For this date, request type as requesting a marketing asset, status as pending, and you can assign today's date. Or maybe I want it for, you can just choose it from the calendar for December 1. You can assign people from here. So right now I'm the user, so I'll be using that. And this is how you can add your task in your calendars, and see it will be listed right here. You can see the one marked in blue, right? So this is how your task would be added. Next, you can also have the navigation view. Next, you can also add the view as board type, which I had already shown you before. So you can add this to your navigation. And then you have the to-dos. So you can create your to-dos from here. You can change the status. This one is marked as open. So let's suppose I want to edit this. So I'll just change the status as pending. And you can also have your issue listed here. Let's suppose the issue, you can just type it manually. So this issue you cannot create by yourself. You can add it to the existing the work items which we had created before the projects. So you can add it there, and you can then select as pending. All right. So this is how you can create your marketing board from here. You can add your task for to-dos. You can mark it as done. Then you also have, this was for the software development and marketing, which I showed you. You also have for other purposes as well. You then have for service management, IT service management, where you can actually resolve incident faster. You can collaborate or resolve incidents with one-click escalations to open Gen C. And then you can track and approve changes from here. You can fulfill service request. So let's suppose if I use this template, again, you have to give name, IT service. The key will be automatically generated. Your team type, you can select channel open and then click on create project. So this is how you can do it. You have all of these templates option as fix a account problem, get a guest list Wi-Fi account, get IT help, report system problem, new mobile device, request a change, and so many multiple options from here. Then you have this analytics, business, customer service, design, and all of that. So I'll just click on continue to space. And then you can create your work items from here, maybe in board and calendar, just the way how we did for software development and for marketing as well. And then you can finally share it to the people from here just by clicking on the share icon. And you can add a message, you can assign names or teams from here, and then you can share it with people. So guys, I've almost showed you how to use Jira, and also I've showed you how to use it for marketing purpose and for software development, creating Kanban boards, and also creating for your Scrum purposes. And with that, we have come to the end of this course. Now, if you have any doubts or questions, you can ask them in the comment section below. Our team of experts will reply to you as soon as possible. Thank you and keep learning with Simplilearn.